Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April, moving into early May 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Scorpio collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you got for Scorpio gang here? Late April, early May, it's Taurus season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. So let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio. Late April, early May, what is the vibe? What's the energy? Please, let's get this card out nice and quick. My good friends, the deck is being specific. For anyone new here, I only read jumpers, and usually for Scorpio, the cards are like dying to jump out of the deck. It's being very specific this week. That's fine. We'll take it. Let's get one out here from us. There we go. There we go. Not as quick as I'd like, but I'll take it. Now, this does feel very water sign-esque when I see it, and I haven't seen this card in quite a while, actually. This one comes and goes in like bunches, and you see these little ballerina, and it's two people. One is like taking a little nap, little snooze. That one's up there on the tightrope. To me, it's just extremely imaginative, very active mind. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So as I mentioned, we see two people here, but I always perceive it as one singular. I think that this little clown lady down there that's taking a nap is either daydreaming about doing that, there's like, or some fantasizing, or even remembering, right? Like either way, there's a lot going on in the mind. So to me, this is, I don't want to say it's overactive imagination, but there's just a lot happening mentally. And I used to see this a lot for all water signs. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. It's a very water sign-esque type of energy, right? We're all into those like etheric types of energies. Now, for a portion of you, the positive aspect of this could be the creativity. So now's a great time to really let that creative juice flow, right? So whether it's writing, whether it's drawing, whether it's artistic expression, whether it's ways to tweak your business, like there's certain things or even problems you're having, you have creative solutions to figuring them out. That's what I like about this. But the challenge, obviously, could be overthinking, over fantasizing, staying stuck in the mind, very similar to the Four of Cups. So Spirit might want you to make some moves and take some action as opposed to just thinking. We're going to leave her over there. She's having her little daydream sesh. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a bit of a doozy, right? And I had a bit of a rare reading for Scorpio last week. It was titled A Big Mistake. Now, that was more of a warning for most Scorpios. I did see somebody doing something without thinking it through. Now, I'm not saying you definitely did that. Maybe there's someone you are connected to that regrets something they did without thinking it through. And there was potential last week's energy to just like do something without really considering it. So hopefully nothing like that popped up for all of you, but we're going to see what shows up this week. I'd say for moving forward, just keep your head on a swivel and just be cautious. That was my main vibe. But yeah, you know how energy is. It's always fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Scorpio this week. Let's see what we have. What do we got? Thank you. All right. I mean, that's a good start, especially in a Scorpio reading. We got our good pal, Mr. Knight of Cups, making moves, taking action. That is a Scorpio power card. Let's get a couple more. What do we have here for Scorpio gang? Chariot. These energies are making moves. Okay, big water sign energy all over the place. Feels comfy, cozy so far. Let's get one more. What do we got here for Scorpio? Quick. Cards are flying now. We got the 8 of Pentacles. Good. So I love the elemental combination that we have going on this week, Scorpio. And I'd say the energy to me feels okay so far. I'm cautiously optimistic, but you know how readings could go. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, elementally we're looking nice. And I always analyze those because it informs us how the energy is moving or the areas of life that might be affected. Notice we have the Knight of Cups, the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. These are big water sign energies. Now, what does water represent in tarot? Water is the realm of creativity, imagination, creative expression, love, romance, emotions in general. And this is like the specialty for Scorpio. So it's like we got a Scorpio power card. We have a lot of water. There's something here about comfort, which feels okay to me. Then we have earth. So it's like we have water and earth. When you combine water and earth, to me, that's a potential for blessings and a potential for more and a potential for increase. So just on the elements alone, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. And yeah, especially with this, with the material aspect. So it's like we have the creative etheric energy, then we have the material world results. So it seems like the energy could be shifting in a positive way, at least on the surface. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number one, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, Knights are all about action. They're all about making moves. This one, have you ever heard the Goldilocks story with the bears? Like one porridge is too hot, one's too cold, one's just right. As far as the Knights move, I feel like this is the one that's just right. So the Knight of Pentacles, that's a little too slow. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, yeah, that's a little too fast. When I see the Knight of Cups, it's like I'm doing things on a good pace, doing things at a good level. This is silky smooth, easy flowing type of energy. Since it is a Scorpio power card, I mean, you might be connected to another water sign. That could be it as well. Could be something coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. Knights are also messengers, so this could be a talk or conversation of some kind that we'll want to look into. But this is the Prince Charming of the tarot deck, right? So if it's a person, it's someone that could talk the bark off a tree, right? This is someone that's easy or good with their words. It's a good energy. Now, what might be the challenge? Okay, because all cards have positive, all cards have challenge. The Knight of Cups can sometimes represent somebody that could be emotionally manipulative. The Knight of Cups can sometimes represent somebody that is overly emotional, that has no handle on the things that they're feeling. So it could be representative of just super intense feelings that are hard to get a handle on. So I'm not saying it's that. To me, I give it positive until proven guilty. Moving to the center, we have the Chariot. So it's like we have action, we have movement, and it speeds up, right? So this is Cancer energy, the Cancerians. If you're not connected to one, the Chariot could represent distance, it could represent travel, it could represent your mode of transportation. So think like cars and airplanes, like vehicles, stuff like that. When I see the Chariot, it is blasting towards something super quick. So it's like we come out of the gate smooth and we pick up momentum. That's the thing I like about this reading, because like we have action, we have momentum. So there's like a spillover of energy moving like forward. It's just all forward, moving forward. Now the Chariot, it's determined. It's an energy where it's like, all right, there's nothing that's going to get in my way. I've made my mind up on something and I'm going to see it through. And as I'm sure you know as a Scorpio yourself, when a Scorpio makes up their mind about something, most times, almost every time, they will see it through. Now, this card does have challenges. Sometimes it could be aggressive. Sometimes it could represent a flighty type of energy too. So watch out for flaky, flighty individuals. That could be the case. It could sometimes just be a little too aggressive. Always remember that chariots were initially meant to be instruments of war. So sometimes this could be conflict. So like we have the Knight of Cups, which is smooth and a little more passive. We have this, which is much more aggressive. So if these are two different energies, one overrides the other. Now moving to the back end, as we get the Chariot tucked in right here. And yeah, the Chariot, it's an explosive energy. It's explosive. It's fast. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Diligent. This is one of the cards that I connect to business. It's one of the cards that I connect to work and career. And we see this individual, they're working hard, being very detail oriented. There's something that they want to put a lot of energy towards. So I feel like normally this is a good sign for work and career. It could just even be hobbies or tasks or just things that you want to feed your energy into. Now, when we're talking about personal relationships, this could be a relationship you want to put energy into. This can also represent fixing things, mending things, fixing the cracks, like, all right, let's make this better. So I'm not sure if there's certain things that you're dealing with or people you're dealing with where it's like, okay, it's not too far gone, or we could try to fix this. That's an energy with the Eight of Pentacles. But what is the challenge of the Eight of Pentacles? Sometimes it can represent putting too much energy or thought into something. You're putting energy into something that it doesn't matter how much you sit at that workbench, it doesn't matter how much you chisel away, it is what it is. Okay, so just watch out for wasting energy when this card is here. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Scorpio. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Scorpio, gang? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Knight of Cups first. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Knight of Cups time, please. There's our good pal there. Knight of Cups. Because being specific again, I'll take. This is great. This is really fantastic. We have the Six of Pentacles in the upright. This is like perfect. Like I was saying in the beginning, like this energy just feels right. So for some Scorpios, this could either be an energy that's just entered or an energy that's coming in where it's like, oh no, this is the right temperature, my friend. Either you're handling this the right way, something about this, it just fits like a glove. It fits perfect. And it just feels fantastic to me. Now, the Six of Pentacles is a very giving energy. When I see it underneath the Knight of Cups, it's one of my cards like gift giving. So to me, it's like very charming. I'm not sure if you're planning on gifting somebody something or someone's going to gift you something. I know we're far from birthday season, but when I see this, it's like, let me spoil you. So for some Scorpios, maybe you should spoil yourself, right? It doesn't mean you have to wait for someone to hit you with a surprise or hit you with a gift. Maybe you should spoil yourself in this time a little bit. But I will say, as far as the action is moving, there could be a situation where you are handling it the right way. Okay, it doesn't matter what that person thinks, doesn't matter what that person thinks. The way you are handling it is right. It is fair. This is also a karmic card. Keep that in mind. It's charitable, it's giving, it's equal. There could also be something, if we want to take another message, where you might want to tilt the scales. So if there's a situation where you feel like it's not fair, you might start taking steps to make it right in one way or another. So it's like, okay, this isn't fair. Let's make it fair. Let's balance this out. So overall, this energy just looks fantastic in a whole bunch of different ways. I don't know what this surprise or this gift is, but I mean, do what you will with that, my friends. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the Chariot has. So we're off to a good start. I mean, it's one of the softer, nicer energies I've seen in one of our readings in quite a while. But let's see what's up with the Chariot. Why is the Chariot here for Scorpio? Yeah, boom. Boom, we have the moon. And if this was any other sign, I would be concerned about this. Now, the moon is a card of mystery. The moon is the biggest card of mystery in a tarot deck. This does link to Pisces. It also links to Cancer. So we have double Cancer cards right there in the center. If you're connected to one, their energy seems very prominent for one reason or another. But when I see the moon, I think of things that I wasn't expecting. Okay, so again, for Scorpio, I feel like this is either an unexpected win, like with the way the energy is moving here, it's like either surprising or an unexpected win that just comes in out of nowhere. I feel like things go from good to better. I feel like it's very much claimable. So if you're in a tough position right now, if you're in a tough spot for whatever reason, if you do catch a little win or the energy starts to mellow out, it goes from good to better. Good to better. So it's like increasing. So again, I feel like this could be a surprising or unexpected win in a big way. I feel like it's claimable. It's really nice. Now that that's out of the way, when I see the Chariot with the moon, it's could also be a little reckless. So this could be a little bit of a warning from Spirit, because when I see the Chariot in this card together, it's like, I don't care what I'm going towards. I don't care what the fallout is. I'm going to do it anyway. And like sometimes you do need to take a leap, right? Sometimes you do need to act without knowing what the fallout's going to be. So when I see the Chariot and the moon, it's like, well, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you might be extra daring in this time. So we go from the unexpected, surprising win, victory type of energy to also being a daredevil. Okay, so you might be prone to take more risk than you normally are when I see this alignment in the center. Let's keep moving. I don't necessarily feel like it's a warning, but it is showing up. So let's see what's up with the Eight of Pentacles, and we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. I like it. I mean, for the most part, I'm really liking this reading this week. But let's see what that Eight of Pentacles has, please, for Scorpio gang. What we got? To me, it's giving me, now it's the whole opposite of what we have here in the center, where the center is a daredevil, but this one on the back end is like, I'm making preparations just in case. What are you making preparations for? What are you preparing for? Now, this could also represent something swinging back around, something returning. Not saying that's going to be a person, not saying it's going to be a situation. It could be one or the other, even both. But when I see the Eight of Pentacles working, putting effort into something, Six of Swords in reverse, to me, it's like, I'm preparing. I'm just making sure, just in case this energy does come back, I'll be ready for it. So again, for some Scorpios, this could be a return of some kind, whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, but I also see preparation for it being made beforehand. It's like, okay, well, when this energy pops back up, I'll be ready for it this time. Now, another thing, now would not be a good time if you're cross-watching for a Scorpio to try to like veer them off their path. Because when I see the Eight of Pentacles with the Six of Swords in reverse, it's like, even if this is not easy, if my desires or what I want to do are not easy, I'm going to bulldoze it anyway. So the energy I'm picking up this week starts out slow, but it's like a bulldozer. Like, I am not stopping. So I'm not sure how that plays into your situation, but there's a lot of momentum here. So if you're having rough times with a Scorpio, you might want to give them a little space for a little bit, because this energy is a bulldozer. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow cards. So a lot of stuff here. Some really good stuff too, though. If you look in the box, position number 1, we have the Knight of Cups with the Six of Pentacles, just right, perfect type of energy. Starting to feel good. Good things are starting to happen. This could be like a wind or something good that gets even better as it progresses. I think it's really great. There's something here about a gift. So whether you're gifting or spoiling someone, maybe someone's spoiling you, I would say maybe spoil yourself a little bit, right? Treat yourself. Moving to the center, we have the Chariot with the Moon. Big Cancerian energy showing up right here in the center. Again, it does feel a little daredevilish to me, where it's like, I don't care what the results are, but I'm doing it anyway, going off into the unknown. So it's like someone being a little risky, but I also get a vibe of like an unexpected, surprising winner victory, one that's like, that went better than I thought it would. So it's like we go from good to better. There's no doubt there. Moving to the back end, there is an energy that returns. There's an energy that pops back up, which I've been seeing for water signs in recent weeks. We have the Eight of Pentacles, Six of Swords in reverse. I will be prepared if this comes back. If this situation comes back, if this person comes back, I'll be ready for it. That's the big energy I was picking up. So preparations for something returning. Aside from that, it also felt like, you know, I don't care if the waters are choppy, I'm going to make it happen anyway. So the Scorpio energy feels like it has a lot of momentum, and it feels like a bulldozer, and it feels like you don't want to get in its way. So do with that information what you will, my friends. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. So let's get a good shuffle here for Scorpio gang. What's happening? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out. What is in the shadows? Why'd we get the Moon? Thank you. Okay, King of Wands. So yeah, the focused intent of energy. Now for a portion of you, if you're connected to a fire sign, this could be them showing up in the shadows. But what do kings represent in tarot? They represent control of their suit, and fire. That's that attention. That's your internal combustion. It's your passion, your drive, your desire. And like I said, within the main part of the reading itself, it feels like a damn bulldozer. So just know in this time, when I see the King of Wands, what you set your focus on, what you set your gaze towards, you can and will accomplish. That's how this feels to me. It's like if you are locked in on something and you want to get the result, you will get the result with the King of Wands showing up in the shadows. But this can also be a little too aggressive, similar to what we saw here in the center and in certain parts within this reading. So maybe there might be a balanced approach you need to take with certain situations, because the King of Wands can sometimes be a little volatile and it could be a little too pushy. So I'd say for us in this time, we might want to not be so aggressive if we can handle it, right? But again, what you set your mind to, what you manifest, you can and will bring it in. So beautiful. I feel like this is a claimable reading, my good friends. So we're going to put him down right there, Scorpio. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details. The April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little further insight into your situation, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The April calendar is up, so feel free to go check it out and book. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies, not 2, of one of my favorite decks of all time, the Gilded Tarot Royale. It's a gorgeous deck and it works fantastic. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could pick one tarot card to best describe you, which one would it be? Are you the Empress? Are you the High Priestess? Are you the Emperor, the Moon, the Sun? You put your answer down in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.